Hey guys, I guess this would be a lunchtime live because, well, it's around that time. Haven't been on for a while, but I just wanted to kind of come on and talk with you in my aerial gear. Today's topic is I became a mom and I lost myself. And it's something that's really been on my heart because I've seen myself, some of my friends struggle with this. And you don't just have to be a mom to have this mentality, but we live in a society that says to us, okay, you've had children, so now every single thing that you've ever dreamed of, or every single thing that's been important to you, or every single thing that you've ever wanted to do in life is put on hold. And I have found myself thinking that same thing. And I found myself in a position where I did not, feel comfortable with what I was doing in my life. I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like my purpose was being fulfilled. I didn't feel like I was doing something worthwhile anymore. Even though I was a mom, and that's a very worthwhile thing. It's very rewarding, but it's rewarding in a different way. And as I was living my life, and my son is now 3, so it's taken me a long time to get here, especially being pregnant with another child, it's been a battle and a constant battle because of the things that society has placed in my mind. Those beliefs that I had that shaped my mindset and shaped the way that I looked at the world. I used to have a situation with my son where I would let him determine how the day was going to go. And this is before he could really talk a lot and before he was, learning really quickly about what I was doing and how I was working with him. And so I would let him determine the pace and the mindset of the day. And I had a friend of mine, I used to get very irritated with her because I felt like she didn't understand. But she would always say to me, Olivia, why are you allowing the child to set this tone for you? You are the parent. You are the mom. And then when he was younger, I used to think to myself, okay, but he's the child. He can't do anything for himself. He can't talk to me. He can't. But what she was trying to get me to understand is that I was teaching him that it was okay for him to determine how things went every day, even though he was a child. And so now that he's 3, you see him back there, I'm working with him to get him to acknowledge that mommy is not going to be the person that does everything for him every single day for the rest of his life. I'm not going to wipe his butt for the rest of his life. I'm not going to pick up his toys for the rest of his life. We're already working on that. Sometimes people are amazed with me because Kendrick already does things. I ask him to do things that maybe older kids would do, like help carry the groceries or help out cleaning up the house. And it's because I want to teach him that, look, mommy has a life separate from her kids and from her partner and from this house that doesn't just involve mommy being everybody's maid, chef, launderer, and chauffeur. That is not the kind of life that I want to live. And the issue for me is I cannot change the fact that I have an entrepreneurial spirit. And you don't have to have an entrepreneurial spirit to go through this identity crisis as a mom or a dad. It's just there are things for you that are important to you. There are things for you that you want to accomplish in this lifetime. And if you put your kids in a position to always circumvent that or always come before that, you will find yourself every single day saying, oh, I can do that later, or this can wait. And what happened for me is that I ended up being someone who does do entrepreneurship as my way to make a living. That is the way that I bring income into our home. That is the way that I contribute financially to our house. And so I found very quickly as he became a toddler and began growing and thinking for himself and starting to make decisions and learning from the actions that I was portraying, that I had to change the way that I was treating my son and the way, quite frankly, I was treating myself, because I was not allowing my life to proceed the way that I needed it to become successful. There are times that I have to look at my son and say, no, we can't get this today because the money's not there. That's teaching him something. That's not taking from him. That's teaching him to be responsible with his money. There are times I have to look at my son and say, hey, I need you to do XYZ while I go work for a few minutes. And he knows now. He'll say, Mommy, are you working? He doesn't get upset about it. He doesn't get mad because he understands now that mommy working at her desk in the kitchen is the equivalent to his daddy leaving every morning and going to work 9 to 5. They're exactly the same thing. They're just in a different place, and they look a little bit different. And so I was one of those parents. I lost myself. And I think the most beautiful part of parenthood is you don't have to continue down that path. Your child's childhood can be whatever you want to make it. It doesn't have to be what you were. And that could take us into a whole nother conversation about generational curses that I don't feel like passing down. And they're going to stop with my son. They're not going to happen. Both sides. No, we're not putting that on his crown. We're not putting that on him and making that his way of life. I am teaching him things somebody never taught me. Prime example would be that phrase of people saying, oh, don't give your kids everything you never had, teach them everything you were never taught. And that's what I try to do. Money. I had a parent who wanted me to understand the concept of money, wanted me to understand that it didn't grow on trees, wanted me to understand how to save it and how to be responsible. But the way they went about doing that was doing everything for me until I was in high school and then pulling the rug out from under me and telling me that they're not taking care of me anymore that way. And that didn't teach me, that didn't grow rings to fly. What that did was crush my spirit. And it made me put in a place of confusion where I didn't understand the value of $1 or how to save, or that saving up for a car was more important than getting my nails done, or buying a discounted prom dress was more important than, buying toiletries. It didn't put me in that place. It didn't put me in that mindset because somebody didn't tell me that. It's not like blinking lights go off as soon as you turn 18 or 16 in my case that tell you this is what you're supposed to do. I didn't know how to balance a checkbook. I didn't know how to do taxes. I didn't know how to do any of these things that were very, very, very imperative to me being a successful human being and a successful business owner. And so that's what I teach my son. I take him to the bank and he deposits money every year for his birthday. That money goes in a savings account that draws interest and he doesn't touch it. He might not understand what saving is right now, but he will one day. He learns about investments. He sits in here and watches training videos with me on people in my industry who are leaders. He learns about leadership. He learns about pushing forward. And so that today is my message for you, is that when you want to push forward and be who it is that you're supposed to be, you do not have to succumb to, oh, I'm a parent now. Everything that's important to me and special to me has to be put on hold for 18 years. Because if I waited for 18 years with Kendrick and I waited 18 years for this new baby, I would be waiting 21 years to be who I'm supposed to be. I don't have time to wait until I'm 52 to be who I'm supposed to be. And my kids don't have time for me to wait until I'm 52 to be who I'm supposed to be. They need me to be Olivia today. Yes, they need me to be their mother. Yes, they need me to nurture them. Yes, they need me to care for them. But they also need me to be Olivia Hairston that owns and operates Olivia Hairston Consulting today. They don't need me to wait, and neither do I. And so my encouragement for you today is keep pushing. In those moments of self-doubt and uncertainty, remember who you are. Remember that you're doing a good job. I say an affirmation every morning I wake up. I am a good mom. I am, and whatever you follow that with is one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself. I do it first thing in the morning before I pick up my phone, before I do an inkling of work, before I think about anything else. I wake up, I open my eyes, and I say, I am. And I put things after that. Several different things to put my mind in the right place. I am successful. I am a good mom. Several things you can put after that. Whatever works for you. I am strong. I am healthy. Whatever it is that you need it to be, but start to speak those things into the atmosphere. Start to bring those things and gravitate those things towards you and become who it is that you're supposed to be. You will still love your children, and trust me, you will teach your children something that they're not going to learn at school and they're not going to learn from anyone else. It's our job to nurture them and protect them, and part of that is being who you need to be. For me, my son needs to see me be everything that I can possibly be every single day. Is he going to see moments where I do have the self-doubt? Absolutely. Is he going to see moments where I don't have it together? Probably every single day. But he's my son, and he loves me unconditionally, and I promise you that him seeing the things I'm trying to teach him are going to outweigh those moments where I'm frazzled and I look like things are just completely out of control. And so that's the beauty, once again, of being a parent. And so today, just push forward. It's a great Tuesday, and I wish you all the best of luck and just a glorious week filled with positivity and positive vibes this week. So don't beat yourself up. You are a good parent. Nobody wrote a manual. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. Let's just be honest. It's hit or miss. You wake up every day and try to do the best that you can. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you all later this week. Bye.